physical training instructor in the armed forces. I've been doing that for 3.5 years now. So I basically train all of the full-time personnel at the camp that I'm based at, put them through different styles of training, make sure that they stay sort of physically fit. Probably a lot more than many people would think. I think it's quite a big thing within the military. Many people get tattoos based around the armed forces as well, and it's a growing sort of thing within recruitment now as well. I'd say it's getting close to maybe 50%. I think that a lot of people will get their tattoos based around the armed forces, things like the poppy. I'm based with helicopters, so people will maybe get things to do with the aircraft or different kind of areas surrounding their specific role. Yeah, so I think that tattoos have become a bigger thing within the military. Within recruitment now as well, they've slightly relaxed the standards that they will accept. Again, it's maybe not encouraged and they like to keep that uniformity, especially when on things like parade, but it's definitely a lot more sort of accepted now within the armed forces. Generally, you're not allowed anywhere sort of above the collar line, on the neck, on your kind of hands and things like that. Just so they're not on show. But again, as I said, the sort of standards are being relaxed slightly a little bit more in the modern era. I think tattoos bring a bit of character to someone's body, and there's different stories behind people's tattoos. Some of them might just be because they like the look. If you see someone with a tattoo, you might ask them sort of why they've got that certain one, and it tells a little bit of a story about them. I thought about getting a tattoo for a while. This was my first one down here. Again, I just like the look of that one. It took me a while to kind of decide whether or not I was 100% going to get it. I think that was important, making sure that it was the one that I actually really wanted to get. I think within my sort of job, generally it is an important thing. You like to look good, and I think in terms of tattoos as well, I think the tattoo should look good. I wouldn't say so. It's just sort of an add-on. I like to train for obviously my job, but also to look good and for sport as well. As I said, the tattoos were just sort of a little bit of an extra to that, and I think if they do look good, then they do add an extra aesthetic kind of element to the body. I think, as I said with my first one, I made sure that I kind of 100% wanted it, so it can be quite a long experience. Picking that tattoo that you want, finding an artist that you want is really important, and then making sure that that artist gets across the kind of design that you want with that image. If you pick a really good sort of well-established artist, then they're going to have pretty full-up diaries, so you book in with them. So it can be quite a long experience to actually then get that sort of seat in the chair. And then when you're there, depending on who the artist is, if they like to chat to you while they're doing it, then it can be quite fun. You get to learn a lot about that person, and especially with the last tattoo I had a really good laugh with the artist as well, so it almost takes the focus off maybe the little bit of the pain that people think that comes with a tattoo. I don't think so. I think I can see why people would be. A lot of artists tend to be heavily tattooed, and some people think that's a little bit intimidating. Because certain tattoos have certain meanings to people, they may find that certain artists would maybe think that that's a bit of a strange tattoo to get, but I think that would be completely wrong. And generally certain artists will have a certain style, so they're really interested in that tattoo, and if it is a really good artist, then they probably wouldn't tattoo something that they don't think would look good. So I don't think there is actually anything to be intimidated about. Yeah, so I think it's really important to pick an artist that you really like and do some kind of research on that artist. I tend to follow people on Instagram. I'll find the pages that I like and I'll follow them for a while, see the kind of new stuff that they're putting up, and make sure that I 100% want that tattoo, and then I'll get in touch with them. Normally you can do that via Instagram as well, or they'll have their contact details within their bio, so you get in touch with them, they'll let you know if they're keen on doing that kind of style tattoo on you. Again, I'll maybe look on Instagram. That's probably the first place I'll look at. I also go on Pinterest sometimes and find the style tattoo I like. If I'm not sure on the name of the style tattoo, then Pinterest is a really good place to look, or just Google images. Find what that style is, and then you can just search for that hashtag on Instagram, and then generally some of the really good artists will come up on there. No, I think customer service is definitely a massive thing within sort of all businesses, and with tattooing, I'll most likely go back to a certain artist if I've enjoyed the experience within their chair. If I've kind of sat there and it's not only painful having the needle on your arm, but then you're sat there, especially for a few hours if it's a big piece, and you don't really have that sort of conversation flow, then it's going to be a bit of effort to actually want to go back there and want to sit down with them, to put yourself through a little bit of that pain again maybe, and then knowing that you're not really going to have a good conversation with them. I think pain is obviously one of the big ones that a lot of people will kind of look at, and that potentially puts them off getting a tattoo. But nowadays you can get the kind of numbing creams and lotions that you put on before you have the tattoo, so it's not a massive part anymore. I also think that maybe being able to find the tattoo that you want. Again, I'll look on Instagram for quite a while and it's some time, and it takes me ages to find the certain style I like. If you could maybe make that an easier process, artists put themselves out there a little bit more somehow, and yeah, it becomes a little bit easier for you to find the sort of the design that you like and the artist that will then be able to produce that. I think some people have a negative mindset towards tattoos. They'll look at someone with a tattoo, and especially when it can potentially be on the hands or the neck, maybe up in the face, and they make a judgment about that person straight away. But actually, when you speak to these people, you find out maybe why they've got these tattoos, or it may not even be anything to do with the tattoo. You may actually just get to know them a little bit better and actually find out that they're a really nice person. I know quite a lot of artists prefer cash payment. That's just the way some of the businesses are run, but nowadays a lot of them will take payment via PayPal, so I've preferred that as a sort of overall experience when I've been able to go in, make that payment via PayPal, rather than having to kind of pay in a big sort of one-off cash payment. So at the moment I've got a bit of a gap on the back of my arm that I need to find something that I like to fill that space. I'm still looking, as I've sort of alluded to before. I like to make sure that I've done enough research before I get that tattoo. It may be that I go back to one of the guys I've been to before. I've been to a few different artists who have done the work on my arm. Once that's done, then I'll probably have a little bit of time off, but I'll always still be looking at different tattoos, and then if I find something I like, then potentially maybe something on the other arm. That's one of the questions that a lot of people ask. I don't really think about it. I'm a pretty easygoing guy. I don't really tend to think about things way off in the future. I've got them on my body. If I like them now, I'm sure I like them in the future. I won't be trying to impress any young ladies in the future when I'm older, so yeah, I think I'll be absolutely fine. No, I wouldn't say so. People may look at me and make a judgment, but they certainly don't. They've never kind of told that to my face. But I hope generally when people get to know me, then actually they see that I'm a pretty nice guy. A lot of artists will push you towards maybe like nappy cream or baby cream for aftercare. I just feel like there should be some more products out there specifically designed for your tattoo. It doesn't mean that's the only thing you can use it on, but if it's specifically designed for that tattoo, I think you're more likely to go and purchase that. I think that once I've had my tattoo and the artist has finished that, then they can provide me with a product straight away as well. That can maybe be added into the payment, and I know that once I've got home, I don't have to be going to a supermarket or to a pharmacy to then go and get a product. I've already got that from the shop.